Okay, Grand Blanks, 7:29 PB here at BU. How'd you feel about the race?
Pretty good. It was a tough pull right from the start. So yeah, pretty happy with it. Where I'm at in training, trying to get ready for a 10K, and I think the best way to get ready for those is just to get better at the stuff I'm not as good at, which is this kind of mid-D stuff. 3K is kind of an ambiguous distance in terms of long D, mid-D, so I figured this would be kind of like the final mid-D test out of my two, which is just a 1,500 a month ago and a 3K today. So happy with the performance, not particularly happy with the close, but damn, I mean, there's not much to be unhappy about there. That was a great race.
Easier or harder than grinding that 12:59 in December?
I mean, it's a different type of pain. Like, the first thing I said after the 1,500 a month ago, which was, it was good, but by standards comparing to my opposition, it's kind of mediocre at 3:36. So I got to get faster than that to be competitive at the world stage. But I remember finishing that race, and the first thing I said to my roommates who do the mile, I'm like, wow, that's way easier than a 5K. That is way easier, but it's a lot harder to succeed in those type of races because it's so short, it's so fast. You don't really have time to think or collect yourself. So I have a lot of respect for these events, and it's something I'm not great at right now. But yeah, and then in terms of the 5K, honestly, the 5K was probably a little easier than this. I mean, this is just really a hard pull from the start.
Why'd you?
Oh shit!
That was something like a 15-second PB. Obviously, missing so much of the indoor season last year is probably a big part of that. But do you feel like you kind of move it, the 3K? It seems like would be a natural place for you to start indoors.
Yeah.
How have you kind of approached training for this race?
Really not sacrificing anything for the 10K. Didn't really do anything specific at all for the 3K. Right now is basically I'm training for like I train in cross country. So this is kind of what I showcase. Is kind of what I can get with that really tough aerobic base we build here, especially in the winter. Geez, I mean, it's just an absolute grind here, and it just feels so good to just get out and race. I'm sure I could have maybe performed a little better, maybe closed a little better if I maybe trained a little more specifically for these events. But at the end of the day, this is just kind of a step on the road to the 10K in a month, which I'm really targeting. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah.
Was part of the decision to turn pro in December the luxury of being a little more selective about how often you race as a pro versus a collegiate?
Absolutely. I mean, it's something that hasn't really worked for me in the past with the NCAA is just the schedule. I mean, it's tough. It's a problem I have. Maybe it's just, a lot of people are able to really thrive, with the lots of racing, quick turnover of the seasons. It's just something that hasn't really worked for me in the past. So probably one of, if not the biggest decision to go pro is to be able to kind of slow down, control my indoor season, and just be able to train and just stay healthy, get through the winter here. It was just really tough this year in particular over the past 4 years that I've been here, and then move on, get the 10K, and that way I'm really set up for the hopefully to qualify in August for Tokyo. I will say it does suck to have to watch my team get on a bus to go to Cornell, compete at Heps today. I mean, that for me is I'm gonna miss that so much. I'm not sure anything can really top those collegiate team atmospheres unless you're really at the Olympics. I don't know. I can see what the World Championships are like, but I would imagine it's honestly might not even be as passionate as a collegiate race. Hope that doesn't upset too many people. I'm sure there's other competitions like Euro Championships and stuff where there's kind of that team atmosphere, small nations. But yeah, I really miss being with the team, going to those meets and just doing a triple at Heps or going to NCAA with my teammates. But it was kind of time for me to move on. I already took a gap year before I came to college, so I'm almost 23 years old, and I just figured, let's get going. I want to try to. It's time to move on and get to the top. That's where I'm trying to go.
So the Grand Blanks atmosphere rankings are Olympics, indoor Heps, and then maybe Worlds, or what?
Man,
he said Heps is first.
So I've never been to Worlds. The best meets I've been to are indoor Heps, NCAA cross country, Olympics, of course, right? I mean, honestly, those are the three best meets I've been to. I can't lie. I mean, NCAA, I might be a little biased because just because I want it and like I'm with my team. Indoor Heps, just because it's a closed atmosphere, it's loud. There's so many events. Like there's the 500, the 1,000, like the 800. So like everyone has something they think they're good at, and so everyone has a chance to win. Everyone's excited. Lots of relays. The Olympics are hard to beat, especially in Paris, where like I guess they can just take off on a Wednesday and go to a prelim in the morning. Like, it's awesome. So those are my 3 favorite atmospheres I've been to so far in my career.
And why did you choose to race here instead of maybe last week at USA Indoors?
So, I mean, the main reason is if I wanted to race at USA's. I mean, I made that clear. I told everyone I was racing at USA's. But we made a decision right at the end, just kind of like to keep my eyes on like the 10K, keep focusing, and just kind of like stay like kind of doing these like time trial environments. The 1500 a month ago, that was really a race, but for me it was a time trial just because it's so out of my range at the moment. And if I were to somehow like get top 2 at USA's and then somehow get the points or whatever, or if I came here and ran the standard, like it just wasn't gonna work. I couldn't go to like China the week before the 10K and go down. I could have maybe made it work, but it's just like right now with like classes and stuff, like I have my thesis due in like 2 weeks. Like it's just like, and then if I had the 10K, like it was too much. So like I figured I'd rather not be in that precarious situation. Kind of like I didn't want to like turn down a spot or anything. I would have loved to race there. I love New York. I have some friends there, but this will do. 7:29 in front of 100 people. It's pretty sweet.
You said what you ran today, you kind of what you showcased today was off of like cross country or aerobic base training. What does your training look like from now until the 10K? Does it change? Is it still very similar? I
mean, now that most of the city is like thawed, like we'll probably hop on the outdoor track a little more now. I rarely got on the indoor track. I maybe touched it like 3 or 4 times because I'm pretty frail during the indoor season. Don't want to like throw anything off at the banks. Thankfully, this track is a little more forgiving than our home track. Yeah, maybe get on the outdoor track, do a little more like some reps, like some race specific stuff. I mean, you can check it out all on my Strava, so it's public. I'm one of the few, one of the proud that have my secrets available.
All right, appreciate it, Graham.
Thanks.